Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a long time. I know. But I'm around, and I really appreciate everyone who came into my inbox on Facebook, on Messenger, and you guys were very much concerned what's happening. I thank you for your love and your concern. Thank you guys. I'm around. It's only that life gets busy sometimes this side, and you don't even have time to do this YouTube video. It's like it's not one of your priorities at that particular time. But what do? We keep moving. Thank you guys for your concern, your love, and your support. The reason why I had to show my face today, guys, is because I wanted to come and clarify some things and some questions that you guys have been asking. Some of you even asked, and at that time, I was so tied up with whatever I was doing that I could not even respond. And I told you I need to gather my facts first, and then I'll come back to you. So the purpose of this video is to clarify issues about this rumor that is going around, especially for those people who are outside Canada. Whether you can convert your visitor's visa to work permit. Yes, guys, it's true. I'm here to confirm that it is true that you can convert your visitor's visa to work permit here in Canada. So this is actually a policy, guys, that has been introduced, I think, around 2020 during the COVID era, because it was difficult for people to travel back and forth because of the restrictions, and there were labor shortages because of that. So that's when the Canadian government decided to introduce this policy whereby if you are here in Canada on visitor's visa, you could find a job and apply for a work permit from inside Canada without necessarily going back to your home country. So this is an extension of the policy that has been done, and it has been extended for 2 more years till February 2025. So this is running. If you come here on visitor's visa, you can be able to convert it to work permit. Who is eligible, guys, to apply or to take advantage of this opportunity? You need to have a visitor's visa for you to be able to do that. You need to have a job offer that is supported by a positive labor market impact assessment. You need to submit your application, of course, by February 2025. Getting a job that is supported by a positive labor market impact assessment, that's the most difficult part, because I know some people who are here in Canada, maybe on postgraduate work permit or on open work permit, but it's very difficult to find an employer who's willing to work with you through the process of applying for a work permit that is supported by a positive labor market impact assessment. Why? Because it's a costly process. Two, it's also time consuming. Sometimes employers, they want to fill their labor shortages like immediately, and they don't want to go through the process, the long process of applying for a positive LMIA. So guys, it's not going to be an easy road. I know people are excited and everything, and the purpose of this video is not to discourage you, but I just want you to know what you will be facing if you choose to take this road, or if you choose to follow this pathway. So you can apply for a visitor's visa, come to Canada. Most of the time, the maximum that you get for a visitor's visa is 6 months or less, depending on whether you get a stamp as you get into Canada or not. But most of the time, people get 6 months to stay in Canada, and within those 6 months, you're supposed to find a job if you want to convert your visitor's visa to work permit, and this job has to be supported by a positive labor market impact assessment. And so I just feel that it's important for me to run through like some of the documents that are important when you're applying for a visitor's visa, for those people who might want to take advantage of this. And most of the time, you can apply for a visitor's visa, guys, if you want to visit a family member here in Canada, or maybe if you want to come and support a family member that is critically ill, or maybe to attend a funeral, to attend a conference, or on business. For all those reasons, you can apply for a visitor's visa. And once you are here in Canada, as I'm saying, you can be able to find a job, you can be able to attend interviews, it's legal, and then you can be able to convert your visitor's visa to work permit. What are some of the important documents that are required? And of course, before I list the documents, it's important for you guys to know that you can apply for a visitor's visa online. Most of the visas are for Canada, even permanent residence and everything, it can be done online. You don't need to submit anything physically. So you need your passport, of course. You need a document that proves or that shows your identity, which is in most cases your passport. And of course, you need to have a good travel history. It's very important for you to show on your passport if you've traveled before, then your passport or your travel history should be positive. It should be a positive travel history for it to be easy for you to apply or to get a visitor's visa in Canada. You've visited other places, you've stayed in other countries, and you stayed there legally. And once your visa expired or your permit or whatever it is that you were using in that particular place, you left the country. So your travel history is very important when it comes to apply for a visitor's visa. Of course, when you are applying for a visitor's visa, you also do your biometrics, guys. You might be asked to do medical exams and they might require police clearance. You need proof of ties back home. This is something that is always tricky for other people, but it's required for you to prove that you have something to go back home to. It can be a job, it can be an asset, a home, or maybe some family members that you can go back home to. Because what the visa officer wants to know is whether after the 6 months, you'll be able to leave Canada, and where are you going? What are your plans after that? Very important. You might need an invitation letter. You need actually an invitation letter from someone in Canada. If you are visiting a family member, that can also be helping to support your visa application. You might also need to show documents that are going to prove how long you are going to stay in Canada. This can be your flight details, your hotel reservations, or registration for an event. That is if you are coming to attend a conference or anything. And of course, guys, you need proof of funds. Like if you are coming to Canada as a visitor or maybe on business or maybe even for a conference, to attend a conference, let's say, you need to prove that during the time of your stay, you will be able to support yourself. What the Canadian government doesn't want is for you to come and be stranded. So they want to make sure that you have enough funds to support yourself when you come to Canada. So you need to show your bank statement. Normally they want it to be backdated within 6 months, and that shows your financial history, whether you'll be able to support yourself. And I advise, this is me who's saying, I advise that you have at least 10,000 Canadian dollars or anything closer to that. There is no need for you to apply for a visitor's visa, guys, and you have 2,000 Canadian dollars in your bank account. That already is going to discredit you from the visa officer, because already they will say, how are you going to survive in Canada for 6 months with $2,000? It's not enough. So my advice today is you need to put your things together. If you have a job to go back to, you may also need to give your employer information. Like if you can get a letter from your employer, that has your company letterhead that shows important information about you, like your date of birth, your name, your salary, your occupation, when you started working for that company. And if they can prove that after visiting Canada you have a job to go back to, that is also very important. So in summary, I can say, guys, it's important, it's possible to get a visitor's visa. You just need to plan and prepare. Don't rush, because I know that whenever a policy or something like this is introduced, so many people get excited and they want to do it in a rush. And in doing things in a rush like that, you might miss important documents, or you can make mistakes that will cost you. So make sure that if you decide to follow this pathway and you want to come to Canada as a visitor and try your luck of finding a job while you are here in Canada, then take your time to plan and prepare. If you don't have enough proof of funds, don't rush to apply for the visitor's visa. Take your time, save your money, and this is 2 years. And I think in 2 years, you can be able to gather documents that are required. You come to Canada and you are able to find a job and eventually convert your visitor's visa to a work permit. There is no need to rush things. While you are back home, start researching about companies, start researching about cities here in Canada where you can eventually settle for those 6 months. So even if you come and your relative is in one city, you might think of maybe moving to another city within those 6 months so you can be able to find a job. Like I always tell you, it's difficult in big cities. This is my perspective. I think that in small cities it's easy to find opportunities because not many people are fighting for those same opportunities. And look at your skills and experience. What do you have to offer? Get in touch with employers. Use LinkedIn. Last time I did a video about how to find a job from outside Canada. So start the search while you're back home. You may not find the job within those 6 months if you don't plan your things well. Like I said, there are some people who are here in Canada maybe for many years, but they cannot find an employer who's willing to offer them a job with a positive labor market impact assessment. But it's possible again for some people. And how will you know if you never try? So you always know whether it's possible for you or not if you try it, right? So I'm giving information as it is. I'm not discouraging you, but at the same time, I want you to take your time to plan and prepare and see how you can take advantage of this opportunity, of the extension of this policy where you can come to Canada, stay for 6 months, do interviews, meet employers face to face, and be able to sell your skills and experience and what you are bringing to the table. Who knows, maybe fortune will smile at you. So I wish you the best, guys, as you pursue your Canadian dream. Until next time, take care.